It's Sunday review time. I was at Costco and I'm gonna try every single frozen dumpling that they have. Let's get to it. First up, for our frozen dumpling review from Costco, we have our hand-wrapped shrimp wontons with ramen, and it also has noodles in it as well. So tons going on here, but I'm not tasting the noodles. It's not what we're here for. We're here to taste the dumplings themselves. Not a lot of flavor going on. I was expecting a lot more. I know when it comes to shrimp or any seafood, you want to keep it a little bit more delicate, but this one just doesn't have enough flavor going on. It is, I hate to say it, but like severely underseasoned. The broth itself, same thing. Kind of tastes like water with maybe a little, some sort of mirin added or something like that. There's just not a lot going on here. I will say the directions say to cook it for a certain amount of time, and it's pretty spot on. It's hot, dumplings are cooked well. I'm pretty underwhelmed by this one. There's just not a lot going on flavor-wise. I know you want to keep it a little bit more delicate when it comes to seafood, especially shrimp, but it just needs something. I highly recommend, if you do want to try this one out, top it with some chili crisp, add some soy sauce to it. It just needs some sort of burst of flavor. It just doesn't have it. I'm gonna go pretty low on this one. Overall, 5.2. Moving on. Next up, we have Japan's #1 gyoza brand, it says, from Ajinomoto. Ajinomoto is also the people that make MSG, so I'm guessing this one's gonna be pretty flavor-packed. Let's try it out. We have pork and chicken Japanese style gyozas, and the best thing about this is that it's super easy to make. To kind of make this crispy shell on top, it's pretty tricky on your own, but Ajinomoto makes it super, super easy. It's a brand new product to Costco. Super happy that we have it here locally, and all you have to do, no oil, no nothing. You put it straight into a pan, you turn it on, add a little bit of water, cover it to steam, uncover it to get that crisp on the outside for about another, it took me a minute and a half. And then you put a plate over it, flip it over like I just did, and you have this beautiful crust. And then on the bottom, you have your steamed part. So lots of textures going on. So let's get to it, let's try it out. Wow, lots of flavor going on there. Like I said, super easy to make, very convenient, especially to get that crust over the top. Ajinomoto for me, absolutely love it. Tons of flavor. You can actually see the little pieces of scallion inside. The pork and the chicken mix, I really, really like. The pork gives it that fat. Chicken, just some extra flavor. And the dumpling wrapper itself is great. Let's go 8.1. And next up, we're sticking with Ajinomoto. We have Japanese style shumai. It is authentic Japanese style jumbo pork dumplings with bamboo shoots, water chestnuts, and shiitake mushrooms seasoned with oyster flavored sauce. This was super easy as well. I just did this in the microwave and it took 3 minutes, and you have a perfectly steamed little dumpling. Beautiful. Let's try it out. This one I'm not loving as much as the other one from Ajinomoto. Good amount of flavor. You definitely have some texture. I think some sort of dipping sauce would definitely help with this one, but it does not come with one, so we're not allowed to add it. Overall, flavor-wise is very good. Could use a little bit of extra salt, which is weird to say from Ajinomoto, but overall, I would definitely get these again, and I would definitely eat more of these. So, not mad about them. Let's go 6.8. Moving on to soup dumplings. If you remember my first review, Mila was included in that, and this is what started all of my reviews. Best soup dumplings that I could find in a store. At that time, I only found 2. But Mila, back with it. We got pork soup dumplings. All I did was pan fry these and then steam them with a little bit of water. Covered the pan. Super quick, super easy to make. And the design on these are absolutely beautiful. I mean, look at that. That's gorgeous. Got a nice little crispy bottom, steamed top. I love the mix of textures with dumplings. I let this cool off for a little bit because I know that inside of soup dumplings can sometimes burn the crap out of your mouth. So let's take a bite first. Oh. Mila does a really, really good job of packing a ton of flavor into a tiny little soup dumpling. I wish there was a little bit more of the broth itself. I mean, because that's what you're looking for when it comes to a soup dumpling. But overall, for a frozen soup dumpling, they do an amazing, amazing job. It could use, it's super fatty. So in the best way possible. So it could use some sort of acidity or even just a little bit of chili crunch just to add some spice to it. But again, it doesn't come with a sauce, so we're tasting it as is. Overall, I'm giving this one a 7.3 because there's so much flavor. It is absolutely beautiful to look at. Presentation-wise, they kill it, but I just wish there was a little bit more acidity in there. So if you like soup dumplings, I would highly, highly recommend Mila. moving on. And now we have moved on to Bibigo. They have their mandu with pork and vegetable dumplings. I pan fried these as well. And I gotta say, presentation wise, is absolutely stunning as well, just like the Mila soup dumplings. I mean, these look beautiful. Look at that, perfectly wrapped. And we've got our crispy bottom. So again, we have different textures going on. That's what it says to do. It says to pan fry. So let's try this out. This smells unbelievable. I also didn't realize that these have glass noodles inside too. So you get a little bit more chewy texture in the middle, and there's a good amount of texture going on. So it doesn't feel boring. I could eat an entire plate of these. So much flavor. I'm gonna eat more of the filling real quick just to get more of a taste for that. A little bit of spice, maybe coming from like white or black pepper, I can't really tell. Then you got the scallions for extra crunch in there. The wrapper, like I said, you have the difference in texture between the pan fried bottom and the steamed top. These are awesome. And for this massive bag, I mean, you can't really go wrong here. Bibigo Foods, let's go 8.8. And moving on, sticking with Bibigo though, we have our chicken and vegetable steamed dumplings. It says sauces included, which it is. I will open that in a sec. And then it says juicy dumplings with chicken and vegetables. This was so easy to make. It was 3 minutes in the microwave. It already comes in its own package. Then you let it sit for a couple of minutes, open up the package, good to go. So let's try it out. Also, I got a comment again on Bibigo. Just stunning presentation here. Gonna do a little bit of the dipping sauce right on top. Off the bat, I'm not loving this one as much as I love their other one, the dumplings, but I will say the veg inside definitely gives us some nice crunch. Let me taste the inside again. Chicken can sometimes get dried out, but they're not lying about when it says juicy dumplings. There's a ton of juice in there. Keeps it super moist. It's like on the verge of becoming a soup dumpling. Not quite there yet. Good amount of flavor. Like I said, the veg gives some good crunch inside. The wrapper itself is a little thick for me. I like when they're a little bit thinner. I can maybe see pan frying these too, but microwave instructions are on there, so I went with that. Overall, I'm gonna go a flat 7. Next up, sticking with Bibigo again. Now, last time we tried their chicken dumplings. This is their steamed soup dumplings with beef pho flavor. This is one of them that caught my eye at Costco going down the frozen aisles along with the Japanese gyozas from Ajinomoto. This is the second one that made me want to do this review. I love pho, I love beef pho. It's one of my favorite bowls of soup that I've ever had. And you throw that into a soup dumpling or in soup dumpling form, how can you go wrong? So let's try this out. It does feel like there's a good amount of like broth in there. So again, presentation wise from Bibigo, stunning. Bibigo is killing it on this one. Tons of flavor going on. Good amount of beef fat in there, but a little bit of acidity too. Very, very well balanced. The wrapper itself is pretty thin and still holds up to all that juice and flavor in there. I gotta finish this one. You really can't go wrong here. I'm gonna go 8.6. We started with shrimp, we're ending with shrimp. We're gonna end this from Royal Asia. We have their prawn hacao with a soy ginger sauce. This one was very easy to make as well. 3 minutes in the microwave, let it steam for a sec, good to go. So let's try it out. I'm gonna try it first without the soy ginger sauce. Beautiful little presentation. You can see it's just filled with shrimp. Super, super thin wrapper. Can't wait to try this one out. It's just not my favorite. There is a ton of shrimp, but it kind of just tastes like shrimp. And then the wrapper is actually great. Super thin, like I said, and very chewy. I love that chewy texture, but overall just not a fan of the filling. But that sauce does take it to the next level, and it is included, so I have to include it in the score. It has water, soy sauce, sugar, salt, lime, ginger, cinnamon powder, vinegar, cornstarch, star anise, and licorice. And you can really taste all those flavors almost. I would say other than the licorice, but I'm guessing they're going for more of a fennel flavor. Sauce takes it to the next level, save the entire dish. I'm gonna go 7.3. You just can't beat Costco when it comes to frozen dumplings. I tried a ton of them today. These are my 3 favorites. We got an 8.1 with the Japanese style gyozas. They're pork and chicken from Ajinomoto. Then we got an 8.3 from Bibigo. These are their pork dumplings. And then we have an 8.6 Bibigo's steamed soup dumplings. They are a beef pho flavor. And all of these three were awesome. I absolutely love them. But hey, try them all out. Let me know what you think, and let me know what I should review next.